I imagine I'm breaking every Vlogmas rule going here, but for day 2, let's throw it back to mid-November when I finally realised a decade-old dream of going to the Vienna Christmas market. We only had one full day in Austria and we started it at one of my favourite museums I've been to in a while, although I've definitely been spoilt for them over the last month. More on that in future Vlogmas episodes, but this was the Museum of Art History and it certainly lives up to the name, but it's also home to some of the best trinkets I've ever seen. I mean, look at this guy. People just don't make bowls like they used to. We spent a good couple of hours looking at all the sculptures, beautifully painted ceilings and incredible pieces of art, but I honestly could have spent the whole day there. And obviously I had to head to the gift shop afterwards to pick up a couple of postcards for my journal before we headed to our next stop of the day, the Apartment House, which is essentially a cafe in a big greenhouse style building. And as you'll be able to see, we weren't exactly on the same wavelength when it came to food here. I got some tea and cake while Ethan and Anna got soup, which I was a bit jealous of, to be honest, once it turned up, mainly because the texture of the cake I'd chosen was giving me the ick a bit, but it was fine. I was brave and survived the whole ordeal. And it's a good job because our next stop was maybe the one I was most excited about. We were going to Paper Republic in person so I could buy my first ever leather journal. Their shop in Vienna is absolutely gorgeous and the sales assistants are lovely. In fact, I also went to Paris this month and popped into a shop where Paper Republic were doing a pop-up and I saw the same girl working there and we had a quick chat because we remembered each other. It really is a tiny world when you get out into it. I do have a full video already posted if you want to see more about my experience getting it made, but I picked out a Grand Voyager XL in petrol blue and had it personalised. And then finally it was time for the reason we were ultimately in the country, the Christmas market. I had my obligatory mulled wine and considered going ice skating because I'd bought a ticket, but instead of a big rink it just seemed to be one long narrow track that everyone was skating really confidently down, and I'm basically Bambi on ice, so joining them didn't feel like the smartest idea. So instead we grabbed a cocktail and I bought a very cursed looking sandwich from our hostel bar. Okay, love you, bye.